Howdy, folks. Welcome back. Look at this. Implanted, impaled, drywall impaled in stucco. All kinds of crazy stuff happening with these tornadoes. All right, let's get to the show here. Got that. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I would be back. And here we are, April 8th, Eclipse Day 2024. Welcome to the Age of Aquarius, the end of an old age and the beginning of a new age. And it was written in the stars. Today's eclipse was a big, big deal, even though everybody said, oh, nothing happened. Oh my God, everything happened. What are you talking about? Anyways, let's get to it here. Not much going on the sun today, except for something very interesting. And it's kind of hard to see because it just shoots through there so fast you barely even notice it. And I have never seen anything like this before. So there's your activity. We got our little, event going on here on the spire right here. You can see a little object probably popping out right in here in that area. But what I want to talk about was that thing. What thing? If I can capture it. That right there. All right, so here we are at frame 1224, okay? It just emerges from behind the occulter. It's small, very compact, perfectly round. Gets to this midway through the frame on the next by 1248 and is out of frame by 1325 here. We got a missing data. That's why, because, well, we got some missing data, but that thing sure scooted through there pretty quick. I think maybe they took a couple frames out because of what it may have been. But boom. That moves out of there too quick. So we're going to start it up again. It's your little object coming out here. We also have a sun diving comet coming in at the end there. So small little object in that. That thing shoots out of there. And then watch your little sun diving comet coming in there at the end. All right, so there's your activity on the sun today. Boom. That thing shooting through there. Whatever this was. Boom, right by there, and during probably around the eclipse time, that thing just shot right past there. And the ghost image shows you how round this object is. And out of frame. All right, now let's come on over here to the solar ham here. And you can see that it's pretty quiet today. Let me go ahead and just zoom in real quick here. Thank you all for spending a moment of your time to come here and join us, this precious family. Okay, we are well below the seafloor right here, having activity that barely reaches the seafloor. We're currently at B range, but 4.1, which is a little higher than the 3.3 we were at earlier one time. So very, very low indices right now because we're on the quiet side of the sun. The big sunspots on the other side and all the activities popping off the other side. But once that rotates around to our side, it'll be our turn. Okay, so very, very low solar indices. We're down in B range. X flare potential's 1%, M flare's 10. So very, very, low chances of a big solar flare right now. As far as geomagnetic storms, the same. The next 3 days are nice and clear. Sunspot that's beta gamma here, 3633. Our KP, we had a little, let me just pop it open. We had a little absorption event right here. Okay, it wasn't much. We only got up to like KP 3.5 or whatever, and then tapered off. So it was pretty low. We had a small little absorption event, but we're coming out of it already. So it wasn't much. Let's pop back over to the auroras real quick. You can see that they're still pretty mild. You know, they're healthy. They're not diminished or anything. So we're probably getting some good, strong solar wind or whatever, some kind of little small impact we had, and then little residual. What can I say? That was an experience I hope everybody gets to witness at least once in their lifetime. Not me. I apologize for the image quality, but I'm happy that it turned out. All right, so some cool little images there. Okay. Open up the tracker here. Start tracking. Okay, it looks to be. Is this the same one from yesterday? No, it's a little different. Still going away from us, anyways. All right, whether it's the same one or not, it's at least going away from us. We don't have any inbound CMEs right now, which is good news. I will always take good news. We're done there. We're done. Let's get over to here. So let's get up to here. The balloon launch was successful. Yay, because I can't wait to see some of this footage that they captured. Dr. Tony Phillips and staff of spaceweather.com launched to Earth the Sky Cosmic Ray balloons during the total solar eclipse in Texas. Blah. Both balloons were in or near the stratosphere when the moon's shadow arrived. We don't know yet what kind of images the success. I'm more interested in the column of air that moved along with it. Millions of people in North America just had their minds blown. On April 8th, the moon passed directly in front of the sun, producing a total solar eclipse from Mexico to Maine. Well, all right, we all know that. I am so thankful that the face did not show up next to this event, because thinking about it last night, what would happen if a giant face showed up during this event with millions of onlookers, people panicking, freaking out, with their minds blown? But thankfully that didn't happen. So, little red beads on there. We had some prominences sticking up. There was one of these objects was captured. Where's the I think it's here. Oh, no. Go back. Right here. During the solar eclipse, can I have this, please? This little feature was sticking out, and a bunch of people saw these prominences standing up off the sun and sticking out. I saw them as well, too, and I'm like, what is that sticking out of the sun? Then what appears is we had one of those stellar cores here hanging out. Remember the ones that strip away from over here and take the little rope with them or whatever? That's what was happening over here. There was an object over there interacting with the sun and created this little, spire of these magnetic loops right here. And it was actually seen during the eclipse. So people were like, what was this part of the sun sticking out there? It looked like it had a little, not a horn, but a little wart or something sticking out of it. Kind of weird. All right, so back to this. So, I wanted to know more about the column of air, because all right, I want you to watch this real quick. You see how these clouds react after it goes by? You see how they kind of pull up and go up into the zone, up into that shadow zone? So that fast-moving column of cool air produced some conductivity today. Some convection, sorry, and some severe weather along that path right there. Okay, luckily it didn't cause a big earthquake today as well. I think we saw a lot of mercy today. That's what happened today. That was the big deal, is the fact that we're still here. Okay, great number of people inside the shadow are now asking themselves one question: when's the next eclipse? Okay, all right, enough of that. Moving on. I want you to come over here to this human here. And as you can see, we had quite a weakness right there. It lulled after this grinding event right here. It got very weak. There was a little squeak during this weakness, a little grinding session, it like almost locked up or whatever, and then slid a little bit. It was really seized up, and it gave a little bit and grinded and seized up again, and then slowly coming out of it again. So during this time frame right here, we had a magnetic field drop right there, right? That's probably during our eclipse. It's showing up on the Schumann because it affected our magnetic field as well. So that kind of looks like it might be part of the eclipse. And this little center spot right here would be during totality, leading up to totality and then pawning away from it. So we did have a weak field today during that event. Coming out of it, you see this one white stripe right there. That's a pretty intense little grind right there. Just a quick little kick, like that, quick chirp. But as we're coming out of it, starting to gain some strength a little bit here and a little bit of continuity. So that's good. But we did experience something during that time frame right there. It looks like our eclipse right there did that Schumann. Interesting. Okay, let's get on over here to the null school now. Oh boy, we're off on that one. Hold up, Brian. We don't really need to see the polar vortex, so let's just go right down to the my bad here, to our upper jet stream. Okay, I want to bring it over here to America. All right, so here's our upper jet. We got cold air coming out of the North Pacific, dropping down across California, Nevada, and then hitting the Mexico Baja area and mixing in with this subtropical moist air and then coming up across the country. So that's going to be very, very dangerous right there in the next coming days because of all this. Well, you see that flow pattern right there. And let me just take it down a little bit. There's your lower jet stream right there. You can see this storm cranking away right here. Get down to the weather. All right. So here's our weather coming in off of the Pacific, going into the Pacific Northwest, getting really split up around this area right here. Also, you see this center of rotation is pulling moist air up off the Gulf, this warm, moist water right here. This warm water is pulling moist air, warm, moist air up and colliding it with cold air. So watch out up. We're going to see activity up in that region as well. Okay, how to do this. All right, let's first just go to the sandstorm. Oh, dear God. Wow, look at that. So massive sandstorm taking up a big chunk of Africa, half the sand going over there, a bunch going north now across the Mediterranean, across like northern Italy and Switzerland up into Central Europe here, Germany and stuff, and then going across. Look at that. Takes it across and over to here. This whole area is going to be filled in with sand pretty soon. It's going to be one big sandbox for all the little kitties. All right, another sandstorm going on there at the Gobi Desert as well. Okay, now let's get back to chemicals. The SO2 first. Take out the wind. And as you can see, let me just back this up a little bit. We still have a lot of pressure in that region, okay? Lots of dark patches. India still filling in. Down here at Java, it's dark. All right, so we got a lot of pressure down below. Oh, you can always post it here. I don't mind. That's why I gave you guys wrenches, is to post your links. I'm different at this channel. You can do You can do what you want there. Just try not to try not to kick anybody out. You can time them out, but don't kick them out. All right, so a lot of pressure going on there. You can always post your links on my channel. All right, so look over here in America, really clearing up here. Nice and smooth over here, clearing out over on this side. Can I unhide Sean James? I don't know how I can do that. Sean James. I have to, after the show, I have to look in the dashboard and see if I can type in his name or something and pull it up. How did he get hidden? Was it an accident or something? I know that happens. I was a mod for a long time. There's our current conditions right there. All right. I'll look through the things to see if I can. So, down the middle here, kind of clearing out on this side, but still very dark in that region. Okay, so we still have pressure going on. Down here at South America, we still got our one little spot there, so we still have quite an abundant amount of pressure down below. Okay, now what I want to do real quick is, instead of SO2, we're going to come over to CO2. You know that if you timed him out, he just has to wait until the timeout's done. And then, Sean, just understand it was an accident and don't get offended. Just come back, please, because we love you still. Okay? And accidents happen. I know how that goes. It was Diana? Oh. We love to forgive you, Diana, especially at this channel. That's the best part, is all the forgiveness here. So, all right, so back to the show. Every once in a while, I like to come over here and do this part. Oh, you're not going to let me know? Oh, how cute is that? So, SO2, back to CO2. Oh, it was just doing a little while ago. What's going right there? That will work just fine. All right, this is CO2. You know, that nasty greenhouse gas that's been, killing everybody, global warming. Well, apparently your politicians didn't go to or pay attention in science class. They were probably smoking dope in the bathroom or something. But I wanted you to see here. What's 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are we at? Okay, that's the edge of the... And that was their daytime. I want their daytime. Okay, there we go. So we're over here at CO2, and while I was adjusting that, I want you to look at the scale here. Blue being the high end of the CO2, brown being the low end. CO2 is plant food, okay? Plants ingest CO2, and they turn it into oxygen for us to breathe, okay? So look at all your producers of CO2. Japan, Korea, North and South Korea, mainly China, okay? So if you're going to tax us on CO2, tax away, baby. Tax these guys right here. They're the ones doing it. I want you to come over here and look at America. See any red, blue plumes around here? Okay? So if you're going to tax them, tax the people who are doing it. And then me, I want my rebate check. Okay? Because it's not us that's doing all the CO2 emissions. It's these guys over here. And if they're going to play that way, well, then let's hold them accountable and make these guys pay then. Now, as we look around here, note how it's brown here in South Africa? That's because it's all jungle there, and it eats a lot of the CO2. All the plants there are eating up all the CO2, producing a bunch of oxygen. Same here in the Brazilian rainforest. There's not a bunch of CO2 because there's a bunch of plants. We need to slap these politicians around with this instrument right here and Really, because I'm sick and tired of watching the public being lied to. I mean, we were taught this stuff in high school and they pretend like it doesn't exist. Like there's some kind of science major or something in the media. Next time somebody tells you CO2 is the problem, tell them that they're the problem. Okay? And CO2 isn't all that bad, it's plant food. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to tax us on it, well, you better tax the appropriate people then and tax them away then, because it ain't going to be me. I will be expecting a rebate check. Thank you. Do you feel me? Are you guys had enough of this stuff yet? These guys treat you like second graders, and I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of these guys just lying straight up to you and acting like you don't know any better. So let's a little refresh on the SO2. We had pressure going around, lots of pressure. So let's get out of there. So just a healthy reminder of who the culprit is at the CO2 emissions, if they're going to be taxing people. And then another healthy reminder to tell those politicians, go back to school, pull your head out of your butt and do some homework and find out that CO2 is plant food. So tired of the lies. Deception on a grand scale. Got everybody so brainwashed. It's sad. Here's our deep quake. 4.3 down at 557. I believe we had a secondary right there, a 4.9 or a 5 down at 529. So we had a mid-range 4 and a 5 down depth down there. Here at the surface, we had a 5.2. Entering that little system, nothing else going on there. Very quiet in this region right here. These guys can't fool me. They're a bunch of liars. Another 5 right here. Okay, and then we also had us a 6.0 today. It's probably a little stronger than that. I'm surprised they actually put it at 6. It's not a 5.9 or something. So a 5 and a 6 right there. This is a new little region right here. Okay, we were seeing this little weak spot before right here with a 4.6. This is the other island, not Taiwan, but further south here, 4.4 at 147. Up here at Taiwan, we had a few today. 4.4, a 4.5, and a 4.8. So still a little activity going on there. Every time we get a little bulge in pressure, we see activity here now, activity here, this weak zone. We've been seeing stuff over on this side lately. This is a good 5.0 right there at the surface. Okay, coming down to this little, sometimes deep trough right here. This is a 4.5 down at 35. But look over here again by the Sun to Strait again, just off the island of Sumatra is a 4.7 down at 66. So a lot of pressure in this area. Volcanoes going off, plus earthquakes at the same time. 4.0 up here in Afghanistan, very quiet in this region. Finally, a little quake over here, a 4.4 down at 33. And then let's come on over to America. 3.2 at the geysers, a little 3.1 down there, but nothing. No major quakes or anything along that zone today, which is good. In fact, let me go to all magnitudes. That's along the path right there. Sandy Hook. Wow. And then up here at New Jersey again, they're still having a little quake activity at this spot. A couple of little small ones, but still shows that there's still activity in that region right there. That's a new little weak spot when we get our next wave of pressure coming up to the surface. There is pressure down below, and it will be coming up to the surface here soon. All right, the rest of these are all just small. We don't care about those. Back to that. All right, finish her off down here at the Cocos Plate. We had a 4.3, but look how quiet South America is. There's nothing there. And the only thing that's really below the equator or around the equator is this one. So very, very quiet in that whole area. Yeah, we already did that one. All right, so there's your quake report. Actually, let's come on over here to Hawaii because this earthquake is on the opposite side. Usually, come here, not too much. We've been seeing quakes down here in this region. This is a brand new quake up here, just now a 2.8. So a little activity here at the hub of the wheel. All right, at the Pacific Rim. Please, Lord, we're like a big round wheel. This would be the hub of the wheel. So we're seeing pressure at the hub and, decent activity around the rim right there. Let's get into the volcano report. Excuse me. Long day. Come on, Lord. Can we please have the volcano report? I forgot to pray before the volcano page, didn't I? Lord, please, Jesus, can we have the volcano report back? Thank you. Oh, the joys. Okay, here we go. April 9th. Already going into the 9th. Fuego, Semeru, Ducono, Luatobi, Nevada del Ruiz, Sabancaya, Ebico, and Fernandina. This is Luatobi right here. With a little ash plume coming out of it right there. So now you know what that little volcano looks like. We call it off a lot, but we're going to get you some subs there, sweetie. All right, here we go. Back to Ebico, 10,000 feet. Here we are at Luatobi. The explosive eruption of the volcano continues. Sporadic Volcanian type eruptions continue to generate dense gray ash columns and release tephra. Okay. Semeru here on the island of Java. Its maximum height is like 14, and it just broke a new record by going 15. Well, here's another 15,000 foot blast out of Semeru. Ducono, 8,000 feet today. Fernandina, eruption continues at the volcano. Lava flow made it to the ocean on April 7th. The Fuego volcano, 16,000 feet. Nevada del Ruiz, 18,000 feet. Sabancaya. All right, let's see what happened for the 8th. Oh, something else. If we can get up at the top there, the little ticker that was running across the top at the very beginning said 31 volcanoes. So we had a new one somewhere added. Please. All right. Etna, strong but short-lived ash emissions took place from the Boca Nueva crater. All those little smoke rings. Pretty cool little picture there. Whoops, go back. All right, so a series of smoke rings coming out of Etna again. Recahenus is still going off, all right? It has that big crater that's overflowing now. There's some satellite images, blah, blah, blah. Here's the little video of the crater on at Recahenus there. All right, moving on. 110,000 out of Ebico, 6,000 Ibu, Luatobi, 7,000 Luatolo. The effusive eruption of the volcano persists. The lava from the cinder cone continues to feed the flow. They're not going to give us Semeru, 14,000. So this was the 8th at 14,000, and we just saw the 9th at 15,000. So that's an uptick in pressure right there. Marapi, 11,000 feet. Ducono, 8,000 feet. Fernandina and the Galapagos Islands. Popocatépetl. Fuego, sporadic ash emissions. Reventador, 14,000 feet. Sabancaya, 26,000 feet. All right, here's your list. Barren Islands, Bismani, same players basically. Fernandina, Fuego, Ibu, Michael, Niragongo, Popo. I'm looking for the new one. Reventador, Rekahena, Sabancaya, Sakurajima, Sange, Stromboli. They didn't add a new one. Is Nevada Del Ruiz still on this list over here? Yeah, it is. These guys are terrible. Get that over there. All right, moving on. Let's go ahead and load that up. Let that play. All right, there's your activity tomorrow. That's going to be very, very dangerous. So let that little load up there. Ew, excuse me. All right, here we go. Almost done there. Okay, current conditions, the nighttime of the 8th. All right, so we do have severe weather back in the tail of this thing that's been moving through there. It's in the morning hours that they think it's going to start to erupt here around Arkansas, maybe still back into Texas. But by noon here, we got Arkansas, Mississippi, back into Texas there. And by convection, it's kind of scattered out all around now. Before, we had a more organized thing the other day. But look how it's reaching backwards this way, back into Texas here. Here, we got another little spot here in Tennessee. And then we got this sweeping up in there too. So that'll be the nighttime. So this changed a little bit from yesterday. So from current to the morning time. So severe weather in the morning, noontime, convection. The nighttime of the 9th, there's still going to be nocturnal activity up there and here in Arkansas. Now, we have morning time. See how this thing's turning into a comma shape right there? That's when it's really going to get super dangerous, is the morning of the 10th. There's noontime right there. That'll be dangerous. Around your noontime, you're already going to be having activity. And then at the end of convection on the 10th, right here is where we need to kind of focus. Now, this area will probably, it might change, and the potentials might change either one way or the other, increasing or decreasing. But here's kind of your whole target zone right there for the 10th at convection. All right. This stuff on the backside can be dangerous just as well as this. All right. And there's no telling if it's going to be up here a little bit, back here a little bit forward. So basically that whole area right there by convection on the 10th, actually most of the day on the 10th, because as we back out of here, take you backwards. That's the morning, noon, convection. Now, nighttime. You're going to have nighttime on the wrap around on the back. This is going to be pretty severe here because you're going to have warm Gulf air coming off the Gulf here and coming over land. You're going to have possible water spouts making landfall there by the nighttime of the 10th. There's the morning of the 11th. Now we're talking still severe weather down in Georgia. This big streak over here. Then that'll be the nighttime of the 11th. Still some residual in Georgia. Now we go into the morning of, or the, whoops. What happened there? That's noon the 11th. Convection the 11th. Now, right in the center is where the severe weather is. So watch out in the center of this thing as well. The nighttime the 11th, you see all these small, let me just see if we can get this to pop up a little bit closer for you. See all these small little areas of severe weather, nice straight lines. They're little small linear storm fronts, one out in front of another. That can be dangerous as well. This whole storm has high winds, lots of rain. It's a 985 low. It's kicking a Category 1 winds And any kind of water that's getting wrapped around and coming on shore will be coming on like a storm surge of a Category 1 hurricane. Now we're getting into the morning of the 12th. Severe weather and really big blizzard up here. Not big, but strong blizzard up here in Canada on the backside of this. Little icing there. Some of this is starting to leave the coastline. There's still little pop-ups back here. There's the noontime of the 12th. There's, wow, 979. That'll be convection the 12th, nighttime, morning of the 13th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 14th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 15th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 16th, noon, convection, nighttime. So around the 16th here, starting in the morning, watch out for that thing coming together by noon, and then having some severe weather by convection, and even carrying on into the nighttime into Iowa possibly. That'll be the morning of the 17th now, noon, convection will pop up down here. Nighttime, morning of the 18th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 19th. Look at that. That was weird. It looked like a heart. Right there. All right. Convection the 18th, nighttime, morning of the 19th, noon, convection, nighttime. Look at this down here and up there. Morning of the 20th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 21st, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 22nd, noon, convection, nighttime on the 22nd there, 23rd, noon, convection, nighttime, 24th, noon, convection. That's it. So the rest of that's way too far out there anyways. Our main concern is this monster right here. And then as it grows and moves north, all right, it's going to turn into a nor'easter style type storm. So high winds, flash flooding, power outages, the whole shebang all over again. All right, so there's that report done. Got her done, son. So we got pressure down below, building still. Watch your earthquakes, watch your volcanoes, watch your weather. We've entered a new age now. And let's see. I wonder if I could do, what is it called? I think. Did you see these clouds roiling right there? That was pretty weird. Come on. Really? Okay. Now it's going to come over here to, where did that go? Go to this channel right here. This latest one right here. Yeah, that's the one. I think I posted this link in the description of a couple streams ago. I'm going to go ahead and post it again. In this, it details to you right here towards the end. All right, Mars is the seventh angel or star to cross through the waters of Aquarius. On April 8th, Eagle Pass, Texas, is the moment of the maximum eclipse. Okay, so in here she explains how all of these went through. Here's the waters of Aquarius, right? As it started, Jupiter went through it back in 22. Then the moon goes through them all the time because it's orbiting faster. But Mercury just went through the waters. The sun just went through the waters of Aquarius. Saturn and Mars went through, I believe, on the same day. And Venus, I believe, was like the last one to go through the waters there. And that was, no, it was Mars. was the last to go through the waters of Aquarius. And then she goes into detail here, right here. Okay. This is the due east line, all right? As kind of written in the Bible, it shows you the sun rises from the east and sets in the west. Well, the configuration of this line across the sky is the east-west line, all right? And what has happened now, the waters of Aquarius, the first two stars in Aquarius now, all right, that was a few years ago. Let me pull this up a little bit bigger. All right, so let's go to here. So in 2020, you can see here's our east-west line. The first star was just inside of it, and the second star was just inside of it too. By 2016, the first star had stepped out on the other side of the east-west, but this one was still on the other side. Now, as we come to 2024, these two stars have finally crossed over the east-west line, putting that configuration, the stars of Aquarius are now rising in the east. All right, and we just entered the age of Aquarius. The eclipse was the final thing. Was the final act of this age. And now we've dawned into, we are now in the age of Aquarius. We passed over the eclipse was the final thing. All right. And everybody said, oh, nothing happened on the eclipse. There wasn't. Well, it wasn't death and devastation. And thank God that big old face did not show up. I was thinking if that happened last night, what chaos we would have today. So I'm thankful that thing did not happen. But what did happen is this. And this was all written in the Bible. This is 2,000-year-old prophecy came true. The final act in the age of Pisces, or what was it? The age before this is Pisces, I believe. No. Anyways, the age before this just ended. And in the prophecy, it says, after the eclipse, by April 8th, when these stars are crossing over here, is the dawning, it's the first day of Aquarius. Okay? Everybody back in the 70s and the 60s, that was the dawning. It hadn't happened yet. It was the sun hadn't risen yet. It was still dawn. All right. That was the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Now we're actually in it. We crossed the line. All right. The eclipse happened. The menorah happened. All of these signs happened just like it was laid out. Okay. And one of the final acts was the eclipse. Okay. So now we've entered a new age, the age of Aquarius. And it's not like new age stuff like that or new age, new world order. It's a new age, a new era. We're in the age of Aquarius now. Okay, pretty cool stuff. Nobody even really noticed all that stuff going on today. They were looking up at the eclipse. I didn't even see the comet. Did anybody see the comet? Skull face coming from Aquarius. What happened to let the demons in today for sure? CERN let them in today, I'm convinced. Well, they didn't just let them in. They're always around. All right. I have a feeling what CERN did today was try to enhance our magnetic field because they had a feel. I think they knew that it was going to take a blow today because of the eclipse. So they turned on CERN. CERN creates a magnetic field as well. So if ours goes down, that's what CERN is really for, is to generate a magnetic field for this planet when ours stops. All right. Anyways, we entered the age of Aquarius now. Okay. Brand new era. Today was the first day of it. Okay. And everybody says, oh, nothing happened today except the eclipse. Well, if that's the way you look at it. But in reality, in truth, this was a milestone. This was a huge, huge, huge milestone. All started with the eclipse right before the Revelation 12 sign. And that's right when all this stuff started happening to me, right before the Revelation 12 sign. All right, so there was that. Hopefully you enjoyed that. You know what? I'm going to put that link again. Let's go back here real quick. She does a really good job. I love this gal. Truth, Love, Light. All right, her channel. Go over there, sub to it, give her a like. Go back through her stuff. All of her research is biblical. She uses stellarium and biblical text and shows you God's calendar. God's calendar is not man's calendar. His is in the stars. He uses the sun, the moon, and the stars for days and nights and for the tracking of them. All right. She reads the Revelation. She shows you everything. Here's the menorah. This discovery right here was amazing. Oh, let me go back real quick to. Hang on, let me get this one stopped real quick. Where was that one with the menorah? All right, this one here with the menorah happened on March 13th. There was 313, the one main candlestick in the middle with three on each side. 313. You couldn't have scripted it better. A Revelation sign happened on 313 as well. And she goes into the 7 sign, Revelation 15, the 16 sign. She got them all. We should go over here and investigate her whole channel. But what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to put this link to the Age of Aquarius up there, this one right here, so you guys can kind of study this. And when you see the layout, you're going to know that it's more than just a coincidence. All right. Yes, demons are 100% real. I've shown you plenty of them on this channel. I can show you what they actually look like. Anyways, so Mars was the last to cross through the line. It did that just the other day. And then April 8th was the last act. All right. So we have now entered the age of Aquarius. Now, I'm going to come over to this little video here. And I'm going to go ahead and play this video real quick here. For you guys. Can I? Oh, we need volume. Much activity on the sun to report on today, and that's good because I had a revelation last night, and what I'm about to show you is going to knock your socks off. So, a couple of days ago, I was doing a video on these kind of craft exiting the sun, which looked like it was being towed out from behind the sun or something, and I did a video on that one, and that's this one right here, and it looked like it was this actual model being pulled out from behind the sun. So I did a stream yesterday, and I was looking for a thumbnail for it, and I couldn't match up any pictures, wouldn't match up. And it wasn't until I started digging deeper into my pictures and I pulled up this one right here that I used as a thumbnail on my latest stream. That's when it occurred to me, this thing sitting next to this one. I can relate, spiritual. I can do. It's the same object. It's the same thing. Whoever made this craft right here is here now, And what I thought was a man standing on the plane before is actually one of the vertical stabilizers that comes out at an angle, kind of like an F-18's vertical stabilizers. They're not straight up and down vertically, they come out at an angle. Well, much like that, so do these ones right here. And what I thought was a man standing up is this vertical stabilizer right here. Okay, so now back to this one. When I was looking at this a long time ago, I was looking at this weird kind of grasshopper type looking head, almost like a snub-nosed dragon with a mouth right here, you know, a blunt shortened nose, two eyes, and this would be the head kind of looking this way. Okay, so again, the eyes, the snout, kind of a snub-nosed one with the curls back around with the mouth here, okay? And I was just kind of baffled at what a weird nose. It actually looks like a creature or something like that. Okay, now in this image, this is of a different model. It has 4 wings, and you see a longer snout on it, divided down the middle with a little ridge with 2 eyes, right there. Sorry, my arms are shaky. And what looks like a collar around it, and then the rest of the body, right? So we're looking at this one, and it has a longer snout, and you can make out the teeth a little bit more on the side. Now, there's another one with this, another version. Let me show you. Okay, this is the original one that we were looking at, and here it is with the shorter snout, snub-nosed a little bit, with an eye up here and an eye or whatever right here, and this ridge coming over and coming down, these defined swept wings, this weird vertical stabilizer, and the tail. All of those match exactly to this one right here. So now we know that this cloud formation was actually, you know, more than just a cute little airplane in the sky. Okay, here real quick.
All right,
I don't know how to do a side-by-side image, but
I can manage to do it. So that's good on that one. That's good on that one. So we got these advanced races from the past. See, they visited, and then the locals made little gold trinkets out of the craft they saw, right? Remembrance of them or whatever. Well, now I got those same craft following me, watching me, studying me everywhere I go. Crazy, crazy stuff. All right. And that stuff's in your clouds. You just need to look up, see them. I thought we might see something like that in the sky today, too, around the sun. But, yeah, go ahead and drop a link in there if you need to. But, yeah, thank God something like that didn't show up today, because this is real. Any of this stuff could have happened around the sun today and sent this world into a tailspin. I'm so glad that everybody got their mind blown by the eclipse. I think it's important that people need to know that it was a sign. It wasn't a doomsday thing. It's a sign. And it's a sign that we've entered a new era, a new age. I'll be with you till the end of the age, and then on forward from that. Okay, so let me get back to this. So there's that little ditty. Okay, something different for you guys to see. We got UFOs, advanced races from the past, ascended masters that watch, follow, study me everywhere I go. Like today, for instance, I'm out trying to do regular life, just regular old life. And man, my buttons are getting pushed and pushed. And I'm like, Jesus, please give me strength, give me peace. And I'm doing fine. I'm chugging through the day, knowing it's a spiritual war. And the one last thing that I did not see coming smacked me straight upside the head and sent me into a tailspin. And man, I was cussing and cursing and stomping and just all mad. and I had to catch myself and go, Lord, please help me. Please help me. I do not like to feel this way. And talking about it for a minute, all of a sudden, I felt a sense of relief, and I was able to move on with the rest of my day. And it did not ruin my day. And in fact, I saw a deeper meaning in it later on, and come to find out, there's a reason why things happen. All right, I'm trying to get this image just right so you can see Jesus here pulling his shirt open, exposing his heart, and his heart radiating out this face right here. Okay, so it's important that you know that your Father loves you. Okay, you see that heart right there? It's a good heart. He's the good guy. You know, all these movies that we've had have bad guy versus good guy. Well, don't you want to see the good guy win? I mean, I remember in my day, the movies, the good guy always won. Oh, good. Sean James is there. Good. Okay, good. We did not lose him. All right, there we go. So, with that little image there, kind of sink into your heart, into your inner recesses, you know, down into those little cracks and crevices. That love needs to get down in there. Okay, now we're going to do our reading here. So, everybody take a few deep breaths, get all comfy, get ready to relax, be soothed. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and you need an antidote for it. You need some kind of relief from it so you can recharge your batteries and get back to battle tomorrow, all right? So, relax, take some deep breaths with me as I get ready to do this reading here. I went through a lot of different things in my life, and when I was in the Salvation Army, I did some good soul searching in there and did about 700 pages on my first tour, and then about 1,000 pages on my second tour because I loved it so much. So from all that experience is where I'm coming from and reading to you. And where was I going to start, Lord? I got all these ones, and I wanted to start at a certain spot. Oh, okay. All right, so here we go. Let me take a sip. Okay, good. Yeah, I will share that link later when I'm done there, Whitetail. No problem, sweetie. Okay, so I got everybody all settled in. You're all getting comfy. Good. All right. So, as you look at each day before you, you see twisted, complicated paths with branches going off in all directions. You wonder, how can you possibly find your way through that maze? Then you remember the one who is with you, always, holding you by your right hand. You recall my promise to guide you with my counsel, and you begin to relax. Okay, so as you look at each day, you see twisted, complicated paths with branches going off in all these directions, and you wonder how you could possibly find your way through this day. Then remember, the one who is with you always is holding you by your right hand. Then recall my promise to guide you with my counsel, and that helps you begin to relax. As you look again at the path ahead, you notice that a peaceful fog has settled over it, obscuring your view of the path. So as you look again at the path ahead, you notice that a peaceful fog has settled over it,
obscuring your view of the path. You can see only a few steps in front of you, so you turn your attention more fully to me, and that's when you begin to enjoy my presence. The fog is a protection for you, calling you back into the present moment. Although I inhabit all of space and time, you can communicate with me only here and now. Someday the fog will no longer be necessary, and you will have learned to keep your focus on me and on the path just ahead of you. Okay? So, that fog is a protection for you. It's calling you back into the present moment. You look at the path ahead and you notice a peaceful fog has settled over it, but it obscures your view. You can only see a couple of steps. That's when you turn to me and you begin to enjoy my presence. That fog is a protection for you, which causes you to call back into the present moment. So, someday the fog will no longer be necessary, for you will have learned to keep your focus on me and on the path just ahead of you. So, approach problems with a light touch. When your mind moves towards a problem area, you tend to focus on that situation so intensely that you lose sight of me. You pit yourself against the difficulty as if you had to conquer it immediately. That's what I did today. Immediately, I had to go conquer that. I pitted myself against the difficulties, and without a thought, I just went headlong into it. So I did that very thing today and learned a lesson from it. So approach problems with a light touch, because I didn't. I got upset instead, which in turn made the other person feel bad. And it wasn't their place to feel bad. So my touch wasn't light. I didn't approach the problem with a light touch. I reacted instead of approaching it with a light touch. So, when your mind moves towards a problem area, you tend to focus on that situation so intensely that you lose sight of me. You pit yourself against the difficulty as if you had to conquer it immediately. Your mind gears up for battle, and your body becomes tense and anxious. Unless you achieve total victory, you feel defeated. When your mind gears up for battle and your body becomes tense and anxious, if you don't achieve total victory over it, you feel defeated. But there is a better way. Okay? There's a better way. When a problem starts to overshadow your thoughts, bring this matter to me. Talk with me about it and look at it in the light of my presence. This puts some much needed space between you and your concerns. Understand, it puts that much needed space in there between you and your concerns, enabling you to see from my perspective. You will be surprised at the results. Sometimes you may even laugh at yourself for being so serious about something so insignificant. You will always face troubles in this life, but more importantly, you will always have me with you, helping you to handle whatever you encounter. Approach problems with a light touch by viewing them in my revealing light. And I feel better after my little incident today because of that right there. So I'll try to, not perfectly, but I'll try to approach problems with a light touch, viewing them in his light, knowing that it could cause other people to feel bad. So what's the next one? Okay, so come to me and rest in my peace. My face is shining upon you in rays of peace, transcending understanding. Instead of trying to figure things out for yourself, you can relax in the presence of the one who knows everything. As you lean on me in trusting dependence, you feel peaceful and complete. This is how I designed you to live, in close communion with me. Instead of trying to figure things out yourself, you can relax in the presence of the one who knows everything. As you lean on me in trusting dependence, you feel peaceful and complete. This is how I designed you. When you are around other people, you tend to cater to their expectations, whether they're real or imagined. You feel enslaved to pleasing them, and your awareness of my presence grows dim. Huh? Do you feel enslaved to pleasing people? And when you're so busy, your awareness of my presence grows dim? I know, because it happens to me a lot. Your efforts to win their approval eventually exhaust you. I repeat, your efforts to win their approval eventually exhaust you. You offer these people dry crumbs rather than living water of my spirit flowing through you. This is not my way for you. Stay in touch with me even during your busiest moments. Let my spirit give you words of grace as you live in the light of my peace. Even during your busiest moments, your efforts to win their approval eventually exhaust you. Okay, now here's where I struggled hard today too. I know what's going on, and I still struggled. So, leave outcomes up to me. Follow me wherever I lead without worrying about how it will all turn out. Think of your life as an adventure with me as your guide and companion. Live in the now, concentrating on staying in step with me. When our path leads to a cliff, be willing to climb it with my help. When we come to a resting place, take time to be refreshed in my presence. Enjoy the rhythm of life. Enjoy the rhythm of life lived close to me. You already know the ultimate destination of your journey, your entrance into heaven. So keep your focus on the path just before you, leaving outcomes to me. Okay. All right. Here's another important one here. So, you guys digging it? Let's maybe pull up one more image here real quick. We can do it right there. We gotta have this one up all the time. Again, like your 2,000-year-old prophecy, eclipse and age ending. 2,000-year-old prophecy coming true. Here's another 2,000-year-old prophecy come true. Funny how all these 2,000-year-old prophecies are all coming true around this time when everything's happening. Pretty coincidental, huh? Oh, wait, you don't believe in coincidences? Well, then what I'm showing you should be comforting. Okay, that's the other image I want. Oh, just stay right there. Don't play games with me.
X out of the chat. I do not need the chat replay. There we go. All right, now I got that image pulled up. So, your face shining upon you. Again, trust me and don't be afraid. Do not be frightened by world events or news reports. These reports are biased, presented as if I do not exist. News clips show tiny bits of world events from which the most important factor has been carefully removed. That's my presence in this world. As journalists sift through massive amounts of information, they strain out everything about me and what I'm actually accomplishing on this earth. So trust me and don't be afraid. Do not be frightened by the world events or news reports. These reports are biased, presented as if I do not exist. Just like the eclipse. It was presented as the moon passing in front of the sun, as if it wasn't foretold 2,000 years ago, and you pretend like I don't exist. We entered a brand new age and pretend like it doesn't exist. Pretty amazing stuff. That's why my presence, or where do I have it there? Trust me and don't be afraid. Okay. These journalists sift through massive amounts of information and they strain out everything about me and what I am accomplishing on the earth. So, whenever your world is feeling like a scary place, turn to me and encourage yourself in my presence. Follow the example of David, who strengthened himself in the Lord when his men were threatening to stone him. You also can find courage through remembering who I am. Ponder my awesome glory. Ponder my power. Ponder my awesome glory and power. Delight in my unfailing love. Rejoice that you are on an adventurous journey with me, and your ultimate destination is heaven. So as you keep focusing on me and enjoying the rich relationship I offer you, fear will subside and joy will rise up within you. Trust in me wholeheartedly, beloved, for I am your strength and your song. Whenever your world is feeling like a scary place, turn to me and encourage yourself in my presence. Rejoice that you are on an adventurous journey with me and your ultimate destination is heaven. That was going to be the last one. Oops, I read the last one. Dang it. Your citizenship is in heaven. Someday I will transform your lowly body so that it will be like my glorious body. You will have an eternity to enjoy your perfect glorified body. So don't be overly concerned about your physical condition right now. Many of my followers cling desperately to their earthly lives when they are at the very portals of paradise. Yet once they let go and pass through that thin veil into heaven, they experience ecstatic joy, surpassing anything they've ever imagined. Your times are in my hands. I have planned out all of your days, and I know exactly how many you have left. Since your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, I expect you to take care of it. But I don't want you to be too focused on its condition. Okay, don't be too focused on your body's condition. This can make you anxious and distract you from my presence. Instead, receive each day as a precious gift from me. Look for both the pleasures and responsibilities I've placed before you on your path, and hold my hand in joyful trust. I am always by your side. Um, some of these things here, uh, I don't want you to be too focused on your body's condition. It makes you anxious and distracts you from my presence. Also, a good way of looking at it, does anybody remember the book, The Red Badge of Courage? The Red Badge of Courage was a bullet wound during the Civil War, and it showed that you had been shot, that you fought for your country, and that that you were a soldier. So when you got shot, it wasn't a wound, it was more of a badge of courage, showing how much you can withstand and what you're willing to take, and that you're a fighter, right? They're fighting for the Lord. So where did I have that? It attaches to the back of this one. So yeah, your physical condition now is almost like a trophy. Your battle scars, that proves that you've been in battle, right? So when you look at it that way, maybe you could learn to appreciate your pain. It makes you tougher, it makes you stronger, it makes you a badass. Whether you're female or not, if you can endure pain, well, most people wince from pain. They run from it. No, no, that needle. No, don't stab me. That's gonna hurt. Where you're so used to pain, you're like, a needle? Oh, please. It's nothing compared to my hip, my shoulder, my back, all these different ailments that believers are going through. Believers are going through a lot of pain, a lot of physical pain right now. And those can be viewed as badges of courage instead of dreading them. Okay, it's a different perspective for your mind, and it helps you embrace the pain. What did he say? Embrace the pain? Yeah, instead of dreading it, embrace it. Know that it's making you tougher. You're in boot camp. You're gonna be more than a Navy SEAL. You're gonna be like God's Delta Squad when you're done here, and nothing will be able to kill you. Demons will flee and run from you because you are so tough. I am making you new in the attitude of your mind. Living close to me is all about newness and change. I am transforming you by the entire renewal of your mind. See, you guys have been brainwashed by this media and school your whole life. You live in a bipolar morphism that the world calls normal. No, 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 no. They tried to tell me I had the bipolar morphism and that they were normal, but when I showed them the truth, all of a sudden the doctors were like, nope, I think maybe I need to get help. And I said, yeah, you do. You have a bipolar morphism because you thought that everything in the world was true, when it's everything in the world's basically a lie. Huh? I mean, go look around. So, I am making you new in the attitude of your mind. See, it's about that attitude of your mind. So, I am making you new in the attitude of your mind. Living close to me is all about newness and change, and I am transforming you by the entire renewal of your mind. Now, this is a massive undertaking, and you will be under construction until the day you die. So, however, unlike the
intimate, unlike the innate materials the builders use to construct houses, you are a living, breathing material. So, like, you're a living, breathing wood or a material, okay? I have given you the amazing ability to think things out and to make important choices. But I want you to use this godlike ability to cooperate with me as I transform you. This involves putting off your old self, your old way of thinking and doing things, and putting on a new self. To make good, godly choices, you need to know me as I truly am. Search for me in my word. Ask my spirit to illuminate it, shining its light so that the scriptures come alive to you. The more you choose to live according to my will, the more you will become like me, and the more you can enjoy walking in the light of my presence. The more you can enjoy walking in the light of my presence. So make good godly choices. You need to know me as I truly am. That you find that out by searching for me in my word. If you're having trouble, ask the Holy Spirit to illuminate the word, shining its light so that the scriptures come alive to you. They're not just words printed in a book. Those scriptures come alive. The more you choose to live according to my will, the more you will become more like me, and the more you can enjoy the walking in the light of my presence. Whew. Now what, Lord? Take a little break for a second here. You guys doing okay in there? Okay. Ooh. Oh, I know. When your spirit grows faint within you, it is I who know your way. It is I who know your way. This is one of the benefits of weakness. It highlights the fact that you cannot find your way without help from me. If you're feeling weary or confused, you can choose to look away from the things, or you can choose to look away from those feelings and turn wholeheartedly to me. Pour out your heart freely and then rest in the presence of the one who knows your way perfectly. Okay? So, when your spirit grows faint within you, it is me, it is I who knows your style, your way, your style, okay? This is one of the benefits of that weakness. It highlights the fact that you cannot find your way without the help from me. So if you're feeling weary or confused, you can either choose to look away or you can turn wholeheartedly to me. It's pretty simple. Continue this practice of gazing at me even during times you're feeling strong and confident. In fact, this is when you are most at risk of going the wrong direction, when you're feeling strong and confident. Instead of assuming that you know the next step of your journey, train yourself to make your plans in my presence, asking me to guide you. Remember that my ways and thoughts are higher than yours, as the heavens are higher than the earth. Let this remembrance draw you into worshiping me, the high and lofty one who inhabits eternity and who reaches down to help you. To everyone who is victorious, I will give fruit from the tree of life in paradise. There is one sense in which you are already victorious. For those I predestined, I also called. Those I called, I also justified. And those I justified, I also glorify. I brought you out of darkness into my kingdom of light. This means that you are on your way to glory. The victory has already been won, accomplished through my finished work on the cross. There is another sense in which you must struggle throughout your lifetime to be victorious. In this world, you will encounter fiery trials and temptations that highlight your sinfulness and weakness. This can lead to discouragement as you view your multiple failures. You may even feel as if you no longer belong to me. But do not be deceived by feelings. Instead, cling tenaciously to my hand. Okay? Cling tenaciously to my hand, trusting that joyous wonders of paradise are indeed your promised inheritance. I want you guys to get this through. You see this image right here, Jesus pulling his shirt open right there, bearing his heart. I want you to get a good clear view of that one right there while I read this one more time. There is another sense in which you must struggle throughout your lifetime to be victorious. In this world, you will encounter fiery trials and temptation, but that highlights your sinfulness and weakness. This can lead to discouragement as you view your multiple failures. You may even feel as you no longer belong to me, but do not be deceived by these feelings. They're just feelings. Don't be deceived by them. Instead, cling tenaciously to my hand, trusting that the joyous wonders of paradise are indeed your promised inheritance. The light in the heavenly city is dazzlingly bright, for the glory of God illuminates it, and the Lamb is its light. I got too much. Oh boy. That's a whole other show. All right, so much. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, been a long 100 days. Sorry. All right, so I think that might be it for tonight. How's everybody doing in that chat room there? Love the ship and writer's images, Brian. Much love. Oh, cool. I'm calmer now because it's finally out of Pisces. Oh, good. All right, so let's start thanking Surfer Girl, Whitetail 7. Everybody go share that link for her, please, as well. I will, too. New York Debs, thanks. Jimmy Satterfield. Cindy Kristen, and Sean James. Glad you stuck around. The Spiritual Wackadoo. It's actually making me best off. That's okay. That's okay. You can check out anytime. You can always come back anytime, too. I know sometimes when you're having a rough day, the show can make it worse sometimes. It doesn't always work. But we just keep trying. Keep focused. Keep holding on to my hand. I'm here with you guys going through the very same things you are. I am the Lord of Peace, the only source of genuine peace. Let's see. Right there. Let it go even fuller with that one right there. Wavy lines. One of these days I'll have a real studio. All right, so I am the Lord of Peace, the only source of genuine peace. I give you this gift not as something separate from myself, but as part of who I am. You cannot just grab this blessing on the run. You need to set aside time for focusing on me and enjoying my presence. You live in the midst of intense spiritual warfare. And my peace is an essential part of your armor. To stay on your feet during the battles, you must wear sturdy combat boots, which is the gospel of peace. This good news assures you that I do love you and I am for you. Again, this is one of the biggest problems, and I'm trying to get you guys through this. Many of my followers forfeit peace because they think I'm always scrutinizing them through critical eyes. Oh boy, I wish people would stop forfeiting their peace because they think I'm always scrutinizing them. On the contrary, I gaze at you through eyes of perfect love. Eyes of perfect love. See that heart right there? Perfect love. Eyes, perfect love. Yeah, quit forfeiting your peace, thinking that I'm scrutinizing you. On the contrary, I gaze at you through the eyes of perfect love. So instead of punishing yourself when you failed, remember that my death on the cross covers all your sins. I love you with unfailing love, simply because you're mine. So rejoice in this gospel peace. It's yours to enjoy at all times and in every way. Pretty hard stuff to do. It sounds simple, but it's just kind of hard to do. Hopefully this kind of helps you guys calm, puts you a little more at ease. You understand what happens there with the eclipse and stuff. All right, we've entered a new age now. Jeez. Go back to the first stack. Oh, we can go back to that first stack. Yeah, I'll just pull this one out right here. Understanding will never bring you peace. That's why I've instructed you to trust in me, not in your understanding. Okay? The moment you start trusting in your understanding, that's when you're going to flip out. That's when you're going to be stressed and freaking out. Quit trying to understand everything. Understanding will never bring you peace. That's why I have instructed you to trust in me, not in your understanding. Human beings have a voracious appetite for trying to figure things out in order to gain a sense of mastery over their lives, right? That's why you're trying to figure things out, because you want a sense of mastery over your life. I know you do. But the world presents you with an endless series of problems, huh? So as soon as you master one set, another pops up to challenge you, huh? Yeah, I know you well. The relief you had anticipated was short-lived, wasn't it? I bet you your mind started gearing up again, searching for understanding, which is mastery again, instead of seeking me, your master. The wisest of all men was Solomon. He could never think his way through to peace. He could never think his way through to peace. With his vast understanding, even his vast understanding resulted in feelings of futility rather than in fulfillment. Which would you rather have, fulfillment or futility? Finally, he lost his way and succumbed to the will of his wives by worshiping idols. My peace is not an elusive goal hidden at the center of some complicated maze. Actually, you are always enveloped in my peace, which is inherent in my presence. So as you look at me, you gain awareness of this precious peace. You guys are gaining awareness how precious this peace is now. When you see how messed up this world is, seeing that what I have here is priceless. These gifts I'm giving you are priceless. My peace is not an elusive goal that's hidden at some center of some complicated maze. You are always enveloped in peace, which is inherent in my presence. So as you look at me, you gain awareness of that peace. For some of you, I speak to you from the deepest heaven. You hear me in the depths of your being. Deep calls unto deep. You are blessed to hear me so directly. Never take this privilege for granted. The best response is a heart overflowing with gratitude. I am training you to cultivate a thankful mindset. This is like building your house on a firm rock where life's storms cannot shake you. So as you learn these lessons, you are to teach them to others. I will open up the way before you, one step at a time. Oh, back to this stack again. Oh, stack after stack after stack. Just for you guys. Oh, yeah, this one's kind of interesting. I invite you to gaze upon me and seek me more and more. This is a most delightful invitation, and you can get glimpses of my loveliness in the wonders of nature, but these are only tiny, weak reflections of my massive glory. The best is indeed yet to come, when you will meet me face to face in heaven. For now, though, gazing upon my beauty requires focusing on my unseen presence through prayer and meditating on my word. Foundational to your search for me is remembering that I am continually with you. Okay? What's foundational to your search for me? Is remembering that I am continually with you. I am always attuned to you, and I am training you to be increasingly aware of me. Place reminders of my presence in your home, car, or office. Whisper my name to remind you of my nearness. Sing praises to me or read or recite scripture passages out loud. Find others who desire to know me more fully. Find others who desire to know me more fully and share this glorious quest with them. Seek me and require me as a vital necessity. Search for me with all your heart, and you have found me. Let these words reverberate in your mind and sink into your innermost being. I am your champion who will never leave you, and I am a boundless source of joy. If you really believe this, you can rest in the truth that every day of your life is a good day. So refuse to label a bad day when you're struggling deeply. Your circumstances may indeed be very hard, but I am nonetheless with you, holding you by your right hand. There is good to be found in each day because of my constant presence and steadfast love. So, you may not be rich by worldly standards, but my unfailing love is priceless. This love guarantees that you can find refuge in the shadow of my wings no matter what is happening. It also gives you access to my river of delights. When your world feels anything but delightful, turn to me and drink deeply from this ravishing river. My loving presence. I am your joy. Should be. This should be fun. Should be pretty cool. Hopefully you're enjoying this. I enjoy helping you guys. Here we go. It is in the present moment that you find me ever near you. My presence in the present is an endless source of joy, a continual feast. I am training you to rejoice in me always. This is a moment-by-moment choice. It is possible to find joy in me even during your most difficult times. I am always near, so I am constantly available to help you. I can even carry you through your hardest times. I broaden the path beneath you so that your ankles do not turn. This shows how intricately I am involved in your life journey. I know exactly what is before you, and I can alter the path ahead of you to make your way easier. Sometimes I enable you to see what I have done on your behalf. At other times, you are blissfully unaware of the hardship I have spared you. Either way, my work to widen the way before you demonstrates how lovingly I am involved in your life. From your perspective, my workings are often mysterious. I do not protect you or anyone from all adversity. Okay, so no one gets protection from all adversity. Neither was I shielded from hardship during my 33 years of living in this world. On the contrary, I willingly suffered unimaginable pain and humiliation and agony on the cross, but it was for your sake. When my father turned away from me, I experienced unspeakable suffering. But because I was willing to endure that excruciating isolation from him, you will never have to suffer alone. I have promised I am with you always. I think we're going to take a break here. You guys are still here? What are you doing here? You guys are like marathon runners, still hanging tough in this marathon. I've been dragging you around for an hour and 47 minutes, and you're still hanging tough, huh? Good. That's how I like my crew. All right. Let me see here. Maybe I can find one thing to close with. No. I need. Hang on just a second here. I'm kind of going through some of these. Find something for you guys to watch this for a second while I do this. Revisit an event that happened earlier this year, 2020. Some of you haven't paid attention yet. When I captured what appears to be Jesus in the clouds here. So I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There you go. Okay, and this event happened over a course of about an hour, and I got a lot of pictures of it. See, if we go up above here, you can see all these pictures up from way over here going across, or all of this event, and I'm going to show you more of what happened here. Okay, here I've taken about 7 or 8 of those pictures and put them together in a flip book, and you can see the different images and that this event, is taking place here because there's more that happens here. Okay, so starting here, we're going to go forward a little bit here through a lot of these images, all the way to right about here, where you can see that this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus's face and the lion face. Now this happened in the clouds, and it was so big and in your face you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took these images and zoomed out and compressed them. You didn't zoom in. They're too big in your face. You have to zoom out to see these. And these images that you're looking at have all been compressed, each frame, and then put into a flip book. And you can click his eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this. And you can make out a crown up here above his head.
All right, one last reading here. We'll close out this one last one. Get all OCD about these squiggly lines. They bug me. Obsessive compulsive. That's so hard to overcome too. Help me, Lord. That's good enough? All right, fine. Because I overthink things. And this is something that we're going to deal with too. So beware of overthinking things, obsessing about unimportant matters. When your mind is idle, you tend to go into planning mode, attempting to figure things out and make various decisions before you really need to do so. Yeah. This is an unproductive way of trying to grasp control, and it's a waste of your precious time. Often you end up changing your mind anyway or forgetting what you decided. So there is a time for planning, but it's definitely not all the time, or even most of it. So seek to live in the present moment where my presence awaits you continually. Refresh yourself in my nearness, letting my love soak into your innermost being. Relax with me, putting aside problems so you can be attentive to me and receive more of my love. Your soul thirsts for me, but often you don't realize what you're really longing for, and that's awareness of my presence. Let me lead you beside quiet waters and restore your soul. Just as lovers don't need to say much to communicate deeply, so it is in our relationship, the lover of your soul. So it is with your relationship with me, the lover of your soul. Yeah, beware of overthinking things, obsessing about unimportant matters, attempting to figure things out and make various decisions before they really need to do so. You end up being a waste of your time, and sometimes you end up changing your mind or forgetting what you decided. So there is a time for planning, and it's not all the time or even most of it. Seek to live in the present moment where my presence awaits you. Yep. Let me lead you beside quiet waters and restore your soul. Just as lovers don't need to say much to communicate deeply, so it is in your relationship with me, the lover of your soul. Okay, I guess I got one more.
Okay, so I am the lover of your soul. I am your treasure too. Sometimes you feel frazzled, pulled this way and that by the people and circumstances around you. Your yearning for meaning and deep connection drives you into more and more activity. Even when your body is still, your mind tends to race, anticipating future problems and searching for solutions. You need to remember that all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge are hidden in me. Remind yourself of this glorious truth frequently, whispering, Jesus, you are my treasure. In you I am complete. When you do that, when you prize me above all else, making me your first love, you are protected from feeling fragmented. Whoa, did you catch that? When you prize me above all else, making me your first love, you're the one who is protected from feeling fragmented. Whenever you find your thoughts straying, you can train your mind to return to the one who completes you. This gives focus to your life. This gives focus to your life. And it helps you stay close to me. See, living near me, enjoying my presence, involves seeking to obey my commands. I am telling you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. Complete. I'm telling you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. My joy getting in you guys yet? Are you guys feeling the joy that I'm feeling about all this stuff here? Because when you do, I'm telling you this, when you do, that makes your joy complete. Oh boy, we got eternity to go over this. So for now, that's pretty good, though. I think probably good night right there. A lot going on. Excuse me. We are in a new age now. Okay, we are in the age of Aquarius. Go watch that video. I will put the link to it in the description here. Hopefully, you guys have watched it already, because I did provide the link a couple videos back. But again, I'll put that up there. Very, very vital information, and it helps you with your perspective. All right, everybody's freaking out. Oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. What does it matter if it's going to happen? Quit worrying about it and just trust that it's part of the plan. Okay? That's it. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And welcome to the new age of Aquarius. That's it for tonight. I will be back. I am already back, and I'm still to come too. So, everybody hang on. Here we go. I love you. Bye. I will be back.